Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Woo.
Play the song. Yay.
The song's not playing. The song's not. Why won't the song? What has changed that the song won't play? It's just not there.
Fuck. Well,
What are you
we'll edit it in. We'll edit it in post, okay? We'll edit it in post. Wait, don't do it yet.
Why?
Okay. So, here we are at the No Parking Podcast once again. And we
Oh
ran-
my God, man!
Oh, your dad's trying to call you too. Fuck, dude. Everything's going wrong. Our lives are falling apart as usual,
Fuck sakes! We can never just do a podcast.
and everything just goes fucking right.
Nothing ever goes.
Is that
right.
too much to ask? Is that too much to ask?
So this time we had it all set up. It was beautiful. We were chilling, and then we start the stream early on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you need to be there's a
You need 24 hours of fucking approval to live stream on YouTube. So, fucking here we are on Instagram again.
back on Instagram.
Not that there's really a problem, but you know,
Well, it was a problem because then we got
it was a bit of a problem. It was
a problem.
annoying. So, anyways, then we had to really fucking crank her out on here for like super quick.
and that's probably why the song won't work.
That's probably why the song won't work, and it's all fucked. And this is gonna be the worst podcast ever, literally ever. I'm kidding.
It's gonna be great.
So, first segment, something a little different. We're doing a live drink review, first impression of the brand new Upstreet Rewind Vodka Hopped Seltzer, Galaxy Passion Fruit flavor.
Unbox.
Unbox Therapy. Oh yeah.
That probably just clipped.
So, ooh, it smells really good actually. Smells-
I like grapefruit.
Yeah, citrusy. Well, passion fruit's like kind of citrusy. It's weird. Smells good though.
Tastes like the other one.
Interesting. It's like got a little bit of hoppiness though.
I didn't get that.
Got a little. A very small hoppy.
No, not getting that.
Just barely. Like it's barely there.
It just tastes like the other one to me. The other passion fruit one.
No. That one's mango passion fruit. This is just passion fruit. I think it's pretty good though.
Yeah, that was
Got a little bit of IPA. Just tiny bit of IPA.
I feel like I'm getting it on the aftertaste.
It's like right when you swallow. I get it. Like it's like
Yeah, it's pretty good. Tastes like the other one.
it's pretty good.
Is someone just knocking the door?
Kind of sounded like it.
I'm not answering it.
Yeah. Don't answer. Fuck 'em. So, anyways, how you doing, Chris?
Good, Matt. We've been jamming.
You need to speak in the mic. That's what you need to do.
Am I too quiet?
Well,
Did someone just
Grace
text you?
just says you need to you need to speak into the mic. And also, Marcus says shout out to Chris for the coffee today.
I hooked Mark's up with a free coffee today.
Wow. You're still
Yep.
not speaking into the mic,
I can't get any fucking closer to the microphone.
bitch.
I'm eating it if I get closer.
Well, then eat it. Maybe we need to turn you up a little.
Maybe you could just turn me
How
up.
about we'll just turn you up a little?
There you go.
There, talk. Say something.
Sup?
Sup?
Yeah,
That's good.
Marcus. Anytime. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do that. I don't know. Can I give people free coffees
I'm not the boss, man. Don't ask me.
if they're my
I
friends?
don't want to spread misinformation. Then everyone on who's watching this podcast is going to come to you for a free coffee.
No.
Yes?
Marcus is special.
Yeah, you special, all right.
Yeah, it's been a good week. I've just been working and we've been jamming. We got some gigs coming up.
Mm-hmm. Jamming and gigging and hanging out and fucking. I feel pretty tired right now. I'm gonna be honest. Although I slept in, doesn't feel like I had the day off. I'm just right confused today.
You normally work on Thursdays, though, right?
Usually. Probably why.
Yeah, I worked today. It was chill.
And there's a slight buzzing noise in the live.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, mute the amp. Mute the guitar.
This?
No.
This?
Yeah.
Maybe that's better. Let's hope. I need to text Grace to put my laundry in the dryer, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. So, we did an album review this week.
Yes.
We just listened to it.
Yeah.
We did have a page on here for it, but it got fucked up. Doesn't matter. The album we reviewed was, what's it called? Stop texting.
Come Home, The Kids Miss You? Come Home, The Kids Miss You by Jack Harlow. Suggested like fucking 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So, fucking bad news, Brittany. We didn't fucking like it.
Whoa.
Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Jack Harlow. What did you know about Jack Harlow before this album?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
I never heard of him.
Wow. Well, he's been going pretty hard for a little while now. He probably like 2 years ago. The main song I think that really fucking put him on the map is called "What's Poppin'." That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Pretty catchy little tune.
I feel like you're more in tune with like relative music.
Probably.
Like what's popular. I just never know.
I probably am. Like to keep up with it. But yeah, he released a song called "What's Poppin'" like fucking 2 years ago or something, and it was pretty catchy, pretty good. And so far, everyone's like, man, Jack Harlow's pretty good. It's what the general consensus has been for the last, like, couple years. So I heard that song. Didn't really hear much else from Jack Harlow. Last summer, he was on the Industry Baby, Lil Nas X song. Had a nice feature.
I've heard that song before.
Yeah. Well, he's in that. And I was like, nice. Pretty nice song. Okay. And then he released another song. He released a song. I don't remember what it's called, but I was like, hey, pretty nice song. Pretty, like, you know, pop rap, I guess. Pretty poppy. But, like, nothing wrong with that. It's just fucking catchy old rap. Nice, sick beat. Listen to that shit at a party. I saw a post on Reddit saying that it's white guys listening, like white guy music in the locker room. White guys in the locker room music is what it's like.
What do you mean by that?
Like white jockey dudes in the locker room would listen to that. It's true. It's totally true.
Yeah, I guess so. Or just like house parties.
That too. But I thought that was a bit of a funny description.
Yeah, it's accurate.
It's accurate, and nothing wrong with that, is there? So, he released a couple other songs recently that I wasn't as much of a fan of. I thought they were a little mid, as the kids say these days. A little bit mid, honestly. Jack Harlow, mid. So, that's kind of what I thought about him. And then, what do you know? He's releasing an album. And I'm like, whoa, I don't think that's going to be very good. Then I saw reviews of the album, and then they were like, yeah, not very good. And I was like, wow.
Fuck.
Surprise, surprise. Whatever.
Did Fantana review it?
I think so. I don't know what he gave it.
Yeah, me neither.
But, like, yeah, so he released this album. I just didn't really listen to it. I wasn't super interested. But that was the chance to listen to it. And, like, it's not bad, really. Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think
fine.
that's the thing about Jack Harlow, though, is that he's not bad. He's pretty good, actually. He's a good rapper, good technical rapper. He's got skills. He's got good, kind of funny wordplay. He's kind of funny sometimes.
See, that's what I didn't like about him. I didn't like his lyricism.
Yeah, it's not the most like deep. Some of it was pretty corny at times, but some of it was pretty good. I was like, cool. But like it's pretty just repetitive, to be honest. I don't think that like I don't know. It's like if I'm listening to an album, I want to like listen to the album and be like, wow, that was a good album. Not like, okay, well, this could be background music.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it could be. I could maybe put a few of these songs on in the kitchen, or if I'm really trying to get hype at the gym. Or
it also felt like his rapping consistently like stayed the same, like his flows and just like the style.
Style was pretty similar,
was
yeah.
similar, but the beats kind of varied in style from song to song in like kind of a weird way. Like you'd have like a lo-fi like boom bap thing going on. Like the first two songs are kind of like that, you know, lo-fi beats kind of thing.
Not really.
Kinda.
No. I mean, there were different types of beats, I think.
To me, like there were like some like 3 or 4 songs were like lo-fi beats.
Yeah. They had that Drake thing going on, the high pass filter and the sample, and it's like.
And there was, you know, there's some jazz chords in some of them, and like a, you know,
just a couple of little synthies,
high pass filter,
a couple
like
little synth chords in some of them.
But
Beats were nice.
And then the next thing there was like a, you know, like a trap beat.
That's not bad though. Nothing wrong with that.
But I just feel like it was, but I feel like it was just a weird mix, a weird switch.
Yeah.
So like go from like lo-fi like chill beats to like a, you know, like a house party banger.
So I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I think it can be a good thing.
Get multiple things going on. You want to be varied,
but not
versatile.
But you also don't want to be varied too much to where it's not consistent.
I think it was pretty consistent, honestly.
It's like what we were talking about the other day
about
using similar sounds on an album to keep things consistent.
I think the album was almost too consistent. That's my problem with the album, is it was all the same. Honestly.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I think it was very, like,
I don't think so. The one with Pharrell, I thought was...
That one was pretty different.
That one was sick.
I think the beats were pretty nice, though, for, like, the most part.
Yeah.
Had pretty nice beats.
There was those two. I forget which songs they were, but they were, like, kind of stale.
Yeah, a couple stale ones, but, like...
But mostly solid.
For a 15-track album, every song ain't going to be perfect.
Exactly.
It's probably going to be a couple that suck. So, like, I don't know. I would say I'm very mixed on the album because I'd probably listen to some of the songs again, and some of the beats are cool, and I think that Jack Harlow probably gets a lot of flack because he's just a white rapper. And, like, whatever.
I will say that I thought all the features had better verses than
him.
The like the
Snoop
Dogg verse was good.
You barely even had a verse. He was just like talking.
Yeah, but it was still cool. I guess it wasn't really a verse.
The Drake verse was good.
The Drake verse was good.
Talking about therapy.
And I don't even like Drake, but I thought his verse was good.
The album was really, honestly, it had a lot of Drake. Very Drakey. That's why Kentucky Fried Drake.
Kentucky Fried Drake.
That's why. Clearly. He sounds like Drake, minus the good singing and shit. And, like, the slow R&B tracks, minus... It's like just the rapping. It's like if you take a Drake album and just take out all the R&B cuts, and was that, which is like pretty cool, I guess.
What's your thoughts on white rappers, Matt?
I don't know. I feel like I don't have much different thoughts than what have already been said, but I think that they often come across as corny, and I tend to, a lot of the time, I'll see a white rapper and, like, you know, I'm fucking white dude, so I'm not going to be like, he doesn't have the right or whatever. Like, I can't speak on that or whatever, but it's just like, I just find it kind of, I'm like, I don't know, he just seems a little corny. Like, just off first impression alone a lot. Yeah. Like, when I first saw Jack Harlow, I was like, that dude's kind of corny. But I was like, why? Is it just because he's white and rapping? I was like... That's probably why. And then I listened to him. I'm like, there's a couple cool songs, but it's like white rappers for the most part try to like.
They
Find
tend to be
they're
a
good.
little
They're
memeier,
pretty
man.
preachy, and it comes across as very cringy. A lot like fucking Logic. Such a preachy fucking rapper, and it's like just so
But, like-
goddamn corny.
Like Common's a preachy rapper, but he doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Sometimes he comes off a little corny. Actually.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. It's different. It's preachy in a different way almost, and also they can't really rap about a lot of the same stuff that the genre honestly like rooted in oppression in a lot of ways, and the
Yeah.
fucking white rappers can't rap about that at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they can, and if they are, it's kind of disconnected, and that comes across as pretty corny.
Yeah, or even like insensitive. Decent.
Insensitive.
That's the word. Thank you. Insensitive
Yeah.
sometimes.
And
Uh,
is there anything inherently wrong about a white person rapping? No,
of course not.
of course not. Look at Eminem, considered one of the most respected rappers of all time by like he's literally considered one of the GOATs by like the entire hip hop community.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason. Like he did it pretty right for his time. Like he did it well.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's like you
I thought Jack Harlow's lyricism was pretty corny, like
yeah.
80%.
Yeah.
And like if you're into that, that's cool. Like a lot of people like the meme rap and stuff, and I wouldn't call this meme rap, but some of it's kind of memey.
Some of it's
Like
maybe.
he had a one. He said, what did he say?
Talking about pineapple juice and sweet semen and shit.
Some about peanut butter. I thought was kind of. I was like, what? He was like, some peanut butter. Yeah, I'm Jif, like the peanut butter brand, and I was like, bruh,
What do you even mean?
what are you saying?
I think though that I probably would rather that than him be a weird preachy white dude rapper. Honestly, I'd rather him just have fun, make some fun little tunes like he does, and fuck it, like it's just fun music. Why not? Like, don't really have to think about it.
I think there's white rappers though that are exceptions though.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Mac Miller is like preachy
No.
or corny.
Yeah. No, he's pretty good. And
But he also sings. Like he's not like
yeah, he is
just
some
a
singing.
rapper.
And again, like Eminem, maybe he fell off. Whatever your opinion is, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Still, he wasn't really that corny at the time. He was like, he's literally, I don't know if it still is, but was at least, probably still is, the top selling hip hop artist ever.
Yeah.
Probably partially due to his race, but still
Yeah.
doesn't negate the fact that he's
That he was still good.
pretty good.
Well,
He's
and
a
I
goat.
think that the two things that Eminem and Mac Miller have in common is that they had kind of tough lives,
Yeah.
like grown up and during their careers, and things that
Yeah.
maybe they had more to say than
Yeah,
Jack
maybe.
Harlow has to say.
Maybe. But like,
I don't know anything about Jack Harlow's.
I'm pretty sure he's
childhood
like a
upbringing.
suburban thing, but also that shouldn't make an artist lose credibility at all.
No,
just
but
because
I
they're-
think it. I'm not talking about credibility. I'm talking about influences and
yeah,
inspirations of their music. If you grow up in the suburbs, going to house parties, drinking.
you're gonna make some house party music.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have lines about fucking peanut butter or
Peanut butter and GIFs and fucking pineapple juice and semen.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah, I don't know, it's pretty corny, but like, it's not bad. I think it's pretty fun music. I put it on at a party. Like, if the room was right, why not?
Mhm.
If a song's good, a song's good. I don't care if they're like, it doesn't have to be serious all the time. But
Right.
it
But it's
is
also not something that I'm just gonna listen to for the sake of like wanting to listen to music.
no, probably not. He's like,
Like if I put it on at a party, it's because there's a big fat kick drum that makes everybody dance and shit. Like it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the fact that it's a Jack Harlow song. It's just a song that works for
Yeah.
a party.
I think I think he's okay. And everyone hates him now, though, for some reason. He's not canceled or anything, but I know that a lot of people were like, I knew he was mid. I knew he was mid the whole time. Fuck, oh my God, this album came out and literally like everyone's opinion of Jack Harlow completely changed which I think is also really fucking stupid.
Was there like hype? Like were people expecting him to be the fucking next greatest thing? Because,
no, they weren't hype.
The album's pretty mid, but like it's not terrible.
They just were like, a lot of people were like he was overhyped. He as an artist was overhyped. Not his like no one was like, I can't wait for that new album.
I agree with that, but like, what did you like?
I don't think like if there's any hype, it's not caused by him because he is like literally just like, I'm here making rap music and I'm just like chilling and it's fun music, but everyone else was like, oh my fuck, every song he makes is so good, he literally can't fail. But then like this album came out and there's 15 Jack Harlow tracks, like of course there's gonna be a few duds, and they're like, whoa, my god, so he's mid, I knew it, he's just another corny white rapper, fuck. And it's like, I think that's unfair.
Yeah,
but
I agree. Dude, we fucked up, eh? We like forgot to start recording when we started streaming, so the recording started like 12 minutes after the stream started.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Whatever. Guess we're fucked.
We might have to. We'll figure it out. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I was for some reason just expecting it to be worse.
I was also expecting it to be worse.
My expectations were so painfully low, mostly because you called him Kentucky Fried Drake, and I was like, fuck, that sounds bad.
Him and Drake are like buddies now, too, which is kind of funny. But Jack Harlow gave it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 because fucking it does what it sets out to do. It goes to be fun party music. And that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if there was a few songs that I didn't like. I think it's pretty good. And I might honestly listen to a few songs again.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Leaning more towards 5 because I just thought that him as a rapper he's just like painfully mediocre white rapper.
I don't think he's very mediocre.
He's pretty mediocre.
He's got great skills. He's got skills on the mic.
Okay, but that doesn't matter when your lyrics are stupid.
They're good. Some of them are good.
It's like what you said. They do what he's doing, what he's meaning to do. He's not trying to be a great lyricist.
Yeah.
He's not trying to talk about stuff that's important and matters or whatever. But like,
I'm glad though. I'm glad he's doing that.
But when you rap about silly things, it's just inherently not gonna be as good as if you're rapping about serious things because you can't be as profound and deep and poetic when you're just talking about, you know, drinking pineapple juice so your cum is sweet. Like, you can't make that lyrically rich. And that's just the way, like, clearly that's the intention, but I just don't like that.
Yeah.
So,
Chris just likes fucking, he's an old head, okay? He has the rap taste of a 6-year-old man, so makes sense.
It's not even true.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
I just don't like meme rap.
It's true. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic, which is
alcoholism, drugs,
alcohol, drugs.
Are
they good? Are they bad? We have the answers.
Find out next on.
We have the answers, and we're going to tell you: are drugs good or are they bad?
Are we gonna give that a yes or no answer before we start our conversation?
No, because it's not. That's not.
Yes or no? Are drugs bad?
Kind of.
Yes or no? Are drugs?
If
bad?
I had to say yes,
drugs
or no,
are bad. Yes or no?
No, I'm saying no.
Drugs are bad. Yes.
You think yes?
Yes.
Really?
What kind of drugs? Like
I don't know. Drugs in general, not prescription. We're talking about recreational. We're not talking about prescriptions. We're talking about recreational.
Sometimes those
overlap. If you're using prescription
for
recreational,
it's recreational. Okay. Bad.
I'm saying good.
Bad.
Look, Julia says always good.
No.
Good
bad.
job, Julia.
Always bad.
It's good. Always good and awesome and amazing, actually. Probably the greatest thing ever to ever happen.
No. Okay, well, let's get into it.
Well, it was your idea, so you give us an introduction.
Well, I just wanted to talk about... What did I want to talk about? Well, originally the idea was to talk about, like, party culture in university and stuff, and like how everyone's just kind of okay with it, and it's like really unhealthy and like bad a lot of the time. Like, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say here?
You say it's bad a lot of the time?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't.
So wait, can you repeat it? Say it again.
I'm just saying like university college party culture
I think
is a bad thing. Not the idea of partying and drinking as a college student, but the mentality and people's attitude towards it, I think is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like it's never like let's have a good time responsibly at Mike's house with our friends. It's always we're getting so fucking fucked up tonight at Mike's. We're gonna fucking not even gonna fucking remember who we are. Or like we're gonna fuck so many girls at Mike's house tonight after we fucking chug a quart of vodka.
It's like with anything. It's like with anything. It can be healthy.
7 of us live in a house
Shut
together
up!
because we're.
It can be healthy. It cannot be healthy. I think more times than not, it's like it's fine. I think it's honestly not fine. It's good, but there's like a lot of times where it's pretty fucking shitty and toxic, and it's like it just depends on the individual, man. My experience at university, half the time they like it was like if you want to drink, then drink. If you don't.
Yeah.
Let's fucking party, though. If you want to get extremely fucked up, do it. If you don't, then don't.
Right.
And I know,
but that's not what I'm saying. Like that's your mature brain.
But
attitude
I mean
the
the group mentality. That's what it was. It was never like there was no hazing. I never experienced hazing.
Right.
I know that hazing is hazing's an issue.
Yeah, that's like it's a bigger thing at like universities and stuff in
where
the
there's
States.
where there's frats and shit, like
exactly,
legit frats,
which is like a lot of places except here.
I don't even
like
get what the fuck a frat like is. Like it's just like a bunch of dudes are just like let's like have a house together and then party all the time, I guess.
Yeah, but a lot of the time it's organized through the actual university.
Yeah, and I just don't get that. Like that's just I don't know. I'm just like why? Like how? How does this become a thing? Where did this come from? Like why is it organized through the university? Because like
I'm sure
advertised on the campuses and shit. It's like the blah blah frat.
I'm sure there's a long history, and I'm sure that it's taken a turn throughout the like. I'm sure when it started, it wasn't just a binge drinking club of dudes who live together.
Probably not.
And I mean, same with like a sorority. It's the same thing.
Same
really.
thing. Yeah.
But so you hear so many like terrible stories, and the like date rape thing and frats is a huge problem.
Yeah, I mean that's fucked.
That's a whole other thing from what we're talking.
But I mean
about.
that's also like that's the part of the fucking issue. It's like obviously the frats and shit. It's like I feel like around here, it's not quite as much of a problem because there's really not many frats. Obviously, there's some pretty fucking any party you go to, there's bound to be some amount of toxic shit that could potentially happen, and it does happen. Mm-hmm. But like, I haven't heard of that much stuff going on.
Well, dude, I'm kind of saying that the
idea behind hazing and whatnot and culture of like let's just get fucked up is like dumb and stupid and bad.
Yeah.
But also, I think to play the devil's advocate, I think that that's part of being young. I think that just going and being like, I want to get really fucked up tonight. It's just it's part of life. We did it.
Yeah.
We got super fucked up. It's like everyone goes through that phase, It's just a phase. And then eventually you're like, oh, wow, well, that's like not very fun
But
anymore.
it becomes a problem when it's like every weekend all the time. Like every time you drink, you're getting plastered to the point where it's like you're embarrassing yourself or like puking. You can't walk. Like I think that's always bad. Like, I did that once this year, and I just felt like shit. I was so embarrassed just how drunk I was.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're doing that all the time, it's not
But that's
healthy.
kind of like the culture, and like people are just kind of like okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, get fucked up every fucking weekend, you know, drinking fucking 30 beers in a day or whatever, and or like chugging hard alcohol.
Yeah, that's just,
I think it's pretty toxic.
I think it's pretty toxic too, but I think most of the time, aside from the peer pressure aspect of it, I think there's like, it's mostly the fault of the individual. And obviously it's like the culture has influenced them to act a certain way, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, if you're the one getting fucked up, it's your fault.
Right, but I mean,
Don't get fucked
the
up.
peer pressure and the culture
If people have
aspect
peer
of it
pressure,
plays a much bigger role
Yeah.
than, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a matter of maturity, and like people want to. Yeah, I mean, obviously the whole thing is just like pretty immature, and it's just like, if you want to be that type of person, like you're toxic, you're shitty. If you're pressuring people to do that,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and it probably shouldn't be that way. I mean, PEI has like one of the fucking highest binge drinking rates of the fucking country.
Yeah, especially
Per capita.
especially among youth.
Yeah, I mean, you know, could fucking link that back to the PEI problem, but
Yeah,
it's like,
well, yeah, we have the highest drug and alcohol use among youth in the
Yeah.
country.
but it's like,
We also have the highest drunk driving rates in the country.
really?
Yeah, man.
Oh my god. And it's like, yeah, it's probably partially because of that culture of just PEI getting fucked up. It's like when other places are like, let's go get drunk, they have like 5 beers, and here it's like people have like 15.
Well, I mean, there's those people everywhere.
There's those people everywhere,
obviously,
but it's
but-
like pretty common. People are like,
yeah,
I know people who drink like 20
nothing
beers.
else to do.
There's nothing else to do, but that's not really
Mhm.
part of the culture that we're talking about.
Yeah, do you think that we outgrew it maybe sooner than some other people did, or do you think that's just like everybody is kind of?
I would say that, like, I know like a lot of people who were like near graduating at university like didn't really go out as much in their 4th year. They were like, fuck it. And I was like sort of like that, but also COVID happened. Like,
That's true.
I definitely would have still partied like a lot in my 4th year of university, or like even after, and there was still a fair bit of partying in my 4th year. And it's like, if COVID didn't happen, I probably would have a lot more. And I don't know, I'm still down for a party every now and again, but it's like, yeah, there was a period where we were just getting hammered all the time.
Well, and partying, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm happier to just like stay home and just like relax by myself or with like maybe a couple friends.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. I still am down for a party. I'd do it. Fuck it. Why not? I feel like I was
COVID made
partially
me
robbed.
less social.
I was robbed. COVID robbed me of my fucking party days. God damn it! I worked at Peaks for an entire summer, and the nightclub wasn't even fucking open. I only been to Peaks once in my life. That's probably an accomplishment, honestly.
Only
More
been to
than
Peaks one.
anything.
What do you mean you worked there? You were there every day.
But I mean to the nightclub, to the like.
When it was like bumping.
Yeah.
Me too. And I hated it. I also got mugged on the way home.
I had a pretty good time, actually. I know everyone's like, Peaks sucks and I hate it, and I'd fucking never want to go back there again, but yet they're there every single weekend, and I'm like, okay, well, you are literally the brunt of your own joke. But
Hey, I'm not. I went once and I never
I'm
went
talking
back.
about people who say that. People who
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, Peaks sucks, and then they go all the time. I literally saw people there the one time I was there who were like, this place is kind of
I
stupid.
mean, I feel like it's a case of like it sucks, but what else? So, what other option do we have? That's like being like, PEI roads suck. I'm never driving on them again. But like, you have to.
Well, you don't have to go to Peaks.
Well,
you don't literally have
you
to
know
do
what I
that.
mean.
I think there's other things to do, and it's like people would literally. I was like, yeah, like I talked to people that I saw there. I was like, it's my first time being here, and they're like, yeah, it kind of sucks, and I'm like, why are you here? Like, I literally said that to them, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, you fucking fuck off then.
Dude, I think I waited in line for like 25 minutes to have a beer. I had one beer. I talked to people from high school that I didn't want to talk to. Then I left, and somebody grabbed me by the neck and pinned me against the car on the way home.
Yeah, that's not a good time at Peaks. Probably happened to many of other people who went to Peaks before. Getting the shit beat out of them after.
I probably would have got the shit kicked out of me if a cop didn't pull up.
Yeah. I went and I was like already expecting the worst, and everyone's like, it's like a fucking high school reunion, and it was. And I just like, I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen in fucking Peaks. I get there, see all the people. That distracted me. I was like trying to focus on my thought, but I just saw you like scrolling through the things, and I was like, what?
Sorry.
Completely went off my train of thought. And it's all your fault.
Fucking Peaks. You were talking about Peaks.
But yeah, Peaks, fucking high school reunion. And they're like, I see all these people I know, and I'm like, don't really want to talk to them. But I like talk to them. And, you know, probably the last time I saw a lot of the people who I knew from high school, and I don't really fucking care.
You knew me in high school.
Yeah, but I saw all these people, and I was like, hey. And they're like, hey, Matt, what are you doing these days? I'm like, I'm just, going to university and stuff. And I was like, this place is kind of crazy, eh? And they're like, yeah, I come here like every weekend. I'm like, okay, I figured. But then I just, I enjoyed it. I got a few beers, got some drinkies, did some dancing, and then I left. And I was like, you know what? I can understand why people hate it, because they're probably like, they probably do that thing every weekend and see the same people every weekend. And they're just like, it's like a high school reunion. It's like,
it is.
Again,
though.
It's like, why don't you just not go? But
it was funny when people would come up and be like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. It's like, you never talked to me in high school. I don't even know
you, dude. Like, I've talked to you like once in high school, maybe, but
so I'm indifferent to seeing you.
I'm indifferent to seeing you, but the Peaks was a good time, and I feel like if I did it again or did it a few more times, I probably would fucking hate it. But I went once and enjoyed it. So I think I should just look at that one experience with rose-tinted glasses and just fucking leave it in the past.
There you go. Yeah.
I probably would have went again if fuck COVID didn't happen. Probably would have got fucked up. Peaks.
I'll go again. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll probably go this summer, like once.
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Let's do it. No parking, live at Peaks.
That would be hilarious.
We could just interview all the people.
What if we did a fucking podcast at Peaks? How would we do it, though? Were we going to walk around with our laptops?
Walk around with the mic, and we're just like, so, how are you? You know that video of the guy who's like, they're like, tell, it's in England. They're like, tell us something your mother doesn't know. He takes the mic, and he like just puts it in his mouth. He's like, oh. And then he's like, let's go, England. Let's go. Oh. And he's like, puts the mic in his mouth again. It's the same guy. And he's just like really hammered. It's like after a fucking soccer game or something.
Oh, and he keeps eating the mic?
Yeah. You've never seen that video? You probably have. I'll show you.
Okay.
But I feel like it would be very similar to that, where we're just walking around with Mike and everyone's just like,
okay, what about drugs, Matt?
Yeah, so we covered alcohol, now drugs.
I pretty much have the same opinion.
I don't think that there's really much hazing and stuff involved in drugs.
No, but I feel like in the sense that like drugs can be a problem and people are okay to like ignore that it is.
I don't think anyone ignores that drugs are a problem.
Bruh, weed. So many people are addicted to weed and just like are like.
That's probably the one drug that I think most people ignore. If I'm gonna say there's a problem with like any drug, or I mean, there's a problem with a lot of drugs, but
I think there's a problem with most drugs.
With weed, man, yeah, weed. I mean, now that it's legal, and even before that, it's obviously like pretty socially acceptable.
Yeah,
and
it should be.
Yeah, it should be. It's fine, and like it's anything in moderation, as they say. But like, yeah, you can like chemically, it's not addictive, but like you can get so addicted to that shit, you get fucked up.
No, it's not chemically not addictive. It's just not physically addictive.
Yeah.
The way that alcohol or coffee or heroin is physically addictive.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And they fucking, it's just like you can just get such a dependency. And I think that no one really gives a fuck about it. Where it's like, people talk about fucking Obviously, the effects aren't quite as bad as like heroin.
No.
You can't overdose on weed.
But
It's probably not quite as addictive as
But
heroin.
I think there are some pretty like harsh negative effects to like smoking weed all the time,
Yeah,
especially when you're young, man. Like I feel like for a long time, like my motivation was very hindered by the fact that I smoked weed all the time.
Yeah.
And like before, I was, I knew really, but I wasn't really willing to admit it
Yeah.
because I was like, weed is so good. Everyone should smoke weed. It's so good for you. You guys called me the weed. That's how much I used to love and smoke weed all the time.
Yeah.
Now I don't smoke weed at all.
I don't really smoke weed at all either. I don't hate weed. I think like occasionally it's pretty cool, but like yeah, if you do it all the time, just like if you're drinking all the time, just like if you're smoking weed all the time, if you're doing anything all the time, if you're eating at fucking McDonald's all the time, it's bad for you.
Yes.
Like if you smoke weed all the time, you can just get fucked, lose a shitload of weight, fucking you lose your appetite when you can't sleep when you're on it, or when you don't smoke it and everything. And
there's a minority of people who smoke weed every day, and
they're like high functioning.
high
And that's
functioning,
cool.
and like some people, it even probably benefits them a little bit.
Yeah.
My father, for example, weed has a pretty positive effect on him. He's been smoking his whole life.
Yeah. I know some people who fucking rip the weed every day and most days, and they're just like,
Yeah,
there's
it works
nothing.
for him.
But I know some other people who smoke weed all the time, and they're fucked.
That's harsh, but yeah.
Just saying. Like, they're not fucked. The things that have the
effects that the
effects
weed
that
is
the weed is fucking caused
Yeah.
them are fucked.
exactly.
And it's shitty. It sucks to see. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's not I don't think any drug is really that bad. It's the person who does it who can, obviously if you do, there's like ones that are like very, very harmful. But like if you look at some common recreational drugs like weed and mushrooms and even fucking like acid, not really. It's just like if you get fucking hard on it, it's gonna be bad for you. But if you don't,
you literally can't with
yeah, no,
mushrooms or LSD.
Yeah,
Like
can't
if you
do it all the time.
like if you took LSD one day and then you took it the next day,
Nothing would happen.
well, you'd need to like quadruple the dose
Yeah,
for it to do anything. For it to do like the same thing it did the day before, and then you'd have to like quadruple it again. Yeah. So
It's,
you
like,
can't.
exponential.
But I wanted to talk about like mushrooms and psychedelics. I feel like it can like psychedelics can like fuck you up permanently, like just if you just do it once. It's pretty rare, but like that can happen. It can happen with weed too. If you're like susceptible to schizophrenia or then it can like fuck your shit up.
What
for,
will
like,
happen
your
if you do it
life.
like once?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time.
Damn. Yeah, I mean it's pretty rare, but
But it
there
happens.
you go. It happens. Also, just smoking
It happens
weed in
with
general.
weed.
If
People will
you're-
smoke weed once and it'll trigger a schizophrenic episode.
Yeah, if you're genetically predisposed to schizophrenia, you smoke weed all the time. It's like you're just unlocking schizophrenia.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, it's
and
not.
It's unfortunately something that some people have to deal with, but it's just like, that's a problem. But like, I don't think doing the drug is really that bad.
Me neither. I think people go into it like
Depends on your
either
mindset too.
that, and also like people will go into it either just like looking to have a good time, or people will be like way too spiritual about it.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
like I used to kind of be like, oh, you should take acid and like go into it like looking for something.
wanting to learn something.
Yeah, but like no, like you can take psychedelics just to have a good time. You can take them to learn something about yourself, but
if
I
you
feel
want.
like most of the time you're just making that up. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like you're creating that in your head.
I think you can self-reflect, but
I think you can self-reflect sober too.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I really don't think there's that much of a problem. It's just like every time I've done, if I did like shrooms, I'm never like, I want to learn something. I'm just like, I'm just curious. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
we just
never
had
like-
we just had a good time.
Yeah, I just want to have a good time. Like, and I did. I was never really in the mood to reflect, get really introspective. I was just like, hope I have a good time. I'm just curious as what this was like, and I did it, and I'm like, hell yeah. You know?
I don't have any interest in doing psychedelics again at this point in my life.
I'd do them again.
I feel like it takes like a physical and mental toll on you that I just don't want to deal with.
I didn't, you know. I mean, I've only done shrooms once, but
and we did a very small amount too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think I
shrooms
really
were nothing. Man, doing a high dose of LSD was like taxing.
Probably,
especially mentally, man, and especially doing it with other people.
Probably,
people were crying and shit. Like
I would not be into that.
It's like so overwhelming, man.
Yeah.
But also, even just being alone is overwhelming.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot going on, but it's like also just being a musician, the culture of those kinds of drugs is like so different than just like if you're just a regular I don't mean regular ass person, but if you're not a musician.
You're just a regular person.
You're just a normie. You're just a fucking normie, unlike us.
Fucking muggles.
You like, there's just a lot of people who are like, and like fucking psychedelic rock. Literally an entire like genre fucking from doing acid, you know?
Yeah.
Getting right psychedelic with it.
But there's people who make psychedelic rock who are straight edge too.
True. But I feel like the early like psychedelic rock, they were hard on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a lot of people look to them as like idols and like influence. They're like, oh my god, he did acid and he got such great ideas. I need to do acid and I'm gonna make awesome music.
Doesn't always work that way.
Doesn't always work that way.
Especially did not work that way for me. I didn't have the motor skills to play music on acid, and then I would get frustrated and then would get anxious and then have a bad time. So if I would, anytime, even smoking weed, doing acid, mushrooms, stay away from the instrument.
Man, I would university playing classical guitar, I would smoke weed when I practiced because it would help. Like I wouldn't really focus as much on my like wrist and hand pain, so I could just rip.
Really? I just couldn't, like if I smoked weed, I just couldn't focus on actually playing the instrument.
Yeah. I could get pretty into it, and I honestly enjoyed smoking weed and playing guitar. Thought it was pretty fun.
No, didn't work for me.
I also sometimes, because like I found weed was pretty hit or miss for me, where I could really focus on something or not at all. So I would even like smoke weed and like study, and I could just get really into it, and I'd like really just be into it and want to learn and shit. And
that's good. A lot of people can do that.
Yeah.
I just couldn't focus at all, and then I'd get anxious because think I'm dumb or whatever. Like that was why I had to.
Well, that would happen to me sometimes.
You just get so anxious all the time.
And yeah, I feel like the relationship with weed for me was very on and off for a while, where I was like, fucking did it all the time for a bit, and then I would like have some really really horrible times, get super anxious, and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Take like a couple months off, and then just go right back, fucking doing it all the time. Same thing, just stop. And now I just like, I just don't really feel like it. I'm not like weed's bad. I'm not like weed's. I think it's good. Honestly,
yeah,
if anything.
Well, same. Weed's just bad for me, and that's okay.
Yeah, and it can be bad for me, but it can also be a pretty fun time. I don't really go into it with any expectations now. I just kind of, if I'm smoking weed, which is rare, I'll just be like, smoking weed, going to watch a movie or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna smoke weed ever again. I'm sure I will at some point. I mean, I did.
Let's get stoned on a podcast. Let's do it.
No, because I can't socialize. I won't be. And then I feel like I'm getting stoned. I got to do it alone.
Yeah.
Maybe with you, but like
we've smoked weed together so many times.
That's true. But see, sometimes we just wouldn't talk. We just sit there.
That's true. Yeah.
Could you imagine if we're just like?
I think we'd talk.
Hey, we're stoned.
Yeah. Let us know if you think that would be a good idea. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess if we're talking drug culture in the end, I think also though, I want to clarify. I do think that like maybe it can inspire some individuals.
Yeah,
it could totally. Like fucking why not?
I've had good ideas under the influence of drugs, but I just can't execute them.
Yeah, and some people probably just can,
Yeah.
right? And that's good. And like, I feel like a lot of art and stuff in general, I don't think you can attribute everything to drugs, but like, drugs have had quite an influence on like art in general, I think, and that's a good thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Although, being the type of person who's like, I need to do acid to be creative, and it'll make me be creative. It's like, that's not a healthy way to look at it.
And then I think also depending on drugs to be creative, like
yeah, and that's a problem too, and that can happen. But
like that, yeah. I mean, addiction is like a huge issue in the music industry. Well, just in the world.
in the world,
and to some scale or another, I feel like almost every single person is dependent on something, whether it be coffee or medication, and that's not always a bad thing at all. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to have a coffee dependency. I don't think it's a good thing either, but it's, like, just needing to drink a coffee in the morning doesn't really affect me that much, aside from the fact that I just will have a headache if I don't. But coffee doesn't really have a super negative health effect on you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
coffee's fine.
Like smoking does, or vaping, or hard drugs.
Or coffee, like, you can fucking barely even include that at this point. It's just a thing.
But it is very addicting.
It's addictive, yeah. But, it's different. You don't get high off coffee.
Yeah. No.
So.
But you don't get high from smoking either.
No. Get a dirty head rush.
Yeah, the first time. When you're addicted to cigarettes, mate, you don't get head rushes every time you smoke a cigarette.
Smoke an entire pack at once in one inhale to get a head rush.
Probably, and then you would just die.
Yeah, but like, so my verdict on if drugs are bad is that they're good. They are good, I think, in moderation, and if you're not an idiot, basically. Same thing with pretty much anything in life. It's like, I don't know, if you can handle drugs and you are doing them for the right reasons, and you're not
abusing.
Stupid about it, then they're great. They're awesome.
But that, again, is kind of looking at it through rose-tinted glasses, because, a lot of the times the substance itself is what makes you have a dependency on it.
Yeah.
Not so much your personality or what you
want.
want.
That's true also.
If you decide you want to do something in moderation or not.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not condoning the use of drugs.
We've never done drugs. Are we allowed to talk about
It's too late now. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you're doing coke, like, can't really, you probably don't want to do coke in moderation, but if you're doing, like, some good old psychedelics.
Lots of people do coke in moderation somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not in moderation.
Probably not.
A lot of people are addicted to coke. Coke's like a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done coke, but I know people who've done coke.
Yeah.
I know people who do coke.
Yeah, man. It's a pretty big thing. So, what is your verdict on drugs? Good or bad?
Huh? Drugs are bad.
Okay.
But they can be good.
See, I think they're good, but they can be bad. You think they're bad, but they can be good. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just more optimistic.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, like, it depends if we're talking about, like, what kind of drugs are we talking about, though? Like, I think Advil's pretty good.
We're talking about recreational drugs.
Bad. I think for at least like half the population, it is probably worse than it is good. With the exception of like alcohol and weed. But everything else I think is pretty bad. Even psychedelics, and I used to love psychedelics, but I think psychedelics are kind of bad.
Yeah, like meth is never good. I'm watching Breaking Bad right now.
Meth is always good.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Watching Breaking Bad right now, and it really makes doing meth look awesome.
Yeah. The No Parking Podcast is pro meth.
We are sponsored by meth.
Sponsored by
Big Meth. We're sponsored by Big Meth. Yeah. So, Anyways, I'd say that's about our time.
Big math.
Yeah, it's about our time though, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So drugs are mid, I guess. Drugs are mid. 'Cause
Drugs-
Chris says they're bad, and I say they're good. So mid.
So drugs and Jack Harlow are mid.
Yeah.
Is the verdict of this episode.
Yeah.
All right. Man, I'd say cue the music, but
Cue the music. Well, we're gonna edit it in post. Or something.
how are we gonna do that?
We'll do it.
Can you sing it?
Yeah.